Hello? Hello? Hello. So I have an internship starting in June. So summer internship. And I don't know too much about what they're doing, but I know they're using the Qt library to make GUI programs for like industrial applications. It's the best I can describe it. I don't really know too much about it, like I said. So I'm basically just trying to learn C++ here, and I figured I would try to do it correctly. So I don't know what correctly looks like. I'm kind of trying to use the recommended resources. Um, but this is pretty much a video just me trying to apply some of the um, concepts in the this first C++ basics chapter, and I actually haven't gone through all of it yet. But there's a lot of reading, and that's fine. I can handle some reading, but I wanted to kind of try to see if I'm able to apply some of the things I learned so far. And also, just a little bit of background on me. I'm currently doing a master's in computer science, and I have like some familiarity with pretty much Python and C, although neither one of them is like I'm not super proficient in either language. I have like a working knowledge of both, but definitely nothing like professional quality coming out for me. So gonna try to make this project in 30 minutes because that's about all I got time for. So I just kind of asked Gemini to generate a little, you know, assignment for me. So let's see. I'm reading it here. Interactive stat tracker. You'll create a program that asks the user for three different types of data, stores them using modern initialization techniques, and then prints a formatted player profile back to the console. Okay. I don't really need that. Okay. So maybe to do that, we would probably want, different types. So we could ask for an age, which can be an integer, um, as well as, a name string. And then maybe one more thing. Let's say like male, which could be like a Boolean, I guess. Um, so yeah, honestly, that should be good. Obviously what I know from a little bit of using C is that, it's kind of just like what do you call it? Like a null terminated, contiguous block of characters. That's kind of how you represent a string. But I wonder if, I've heard like std string is probably the type you use that you're supposed to be using when you handle strings. So I wonder, um, I don't know if they actually have covered like what the string type is. So that is something to consider. But I think for now, I'll think about the name last, and I think I can do um, name and male is male. I can probably figure out how to get those to work. So let's see if I can just kind of jump into it. So we'll call it um, stat stat tracker dot cpp. God damn the light beam. Sorry, that's even worse. Sorry about that. Um, okay, so we're gonna have something like, let's see, how do you, okay, so this is the multi-line. What? How do I get this on a new, how do I get this on a new line? Bruh. Okay. No. There you go. Okay. So stat tracker and user inputs age is male and their name, and it will print it out somehow. Okay. I forgot to start the time. So it's 4:49 right now. So that's that means in 30 minutes it'll be 5:20. And hopefully I'll be done by 5:20. Okay. Cool. Um so I guess we'll just start out uh with main, and then what is it? So to print out it's did cout, and then you have to import iostream. And now I wonder if you're gonna do something like the maybe it's, I don't know if the standard is you're supposed to put the imports at the very top and you can't have anything above it, but I'll just do it like that. So this is just, I'm gonna just test this real quick and we'll say like stat tracker. So this is I think you would call it a string literal. So something I'm wondering is how would you want to actually, like, what is the difference between a string literal and like maybe a string that you would store into a variable? Like, for instance, if you were to like make is that the type? Is that how it works to string? Um, we'll call it um, test. Actually, let's call it title, I guess. So is that kind of how you would type int? I don't know. Maybe my LSP is configured weird. I don't know. I wonder why it says int there. But maybe instead we could say title. Let me say that. So, oh, what happened there? Oh, this is my format is so weird. So what is up with use of undeclared identifier std? And then what's this at the top? Why is there an error here? iostream. I'm assuming this is just a problem with like my um language server. I don't know. I kind of vibe coded my LSP here. So maybe it's just not working for me. So let's just try to compile it, see what happens. What's it called again? I forget what it's called. Jesus. I don't know why. If like if I just try to tab complete something that's like I didn't type anything before, and it's like kind of just like tab complete like on an empty thing, it freezes my terminal for so long. I don't know if anyone else gets that. Import does not name a type. Oh, oh no. I was saying import not included. I'm so cooked. Okay. Ah, okay, there we go. Okay, that's embarrassing. All right, let's see if that works. Okay, so awesome. We got to print something out. That's good. Okay. And I just realized, oh shit, I wasn't using I wasn't doing the variable assignment correctly. You're not supposed to do with the copy initialization, and I can't exactly articulate why you're not supposed to use um the copy assignment. So what was that? So okay, do they discuss here why um copy initialization is not recommended anymore? So copy. So being less efficient than other forms of initialization for some complex types. However, remedy the bulk of the issues, copy initialization is now finding new advocates. You will also find it using older code. Yeah. Um, it's also used whenever values are implicitly copied, such as when passing arguments to a function by value, returning from a function by value, or catching exceptions by value. Hmm. So I wonder what I don't know if this has any implications for um, initializing a string. But okay, let's because it just says it's generally good practice to use this direct list assignment, I think is what it's called. Um, let's just change it to use that if we can. Oh wow, I didn't know. That's fancy. Okay, let's see if that works. And then also, okay, from the previous chapter, I configured some compiler flags that I'll generally be using a lot. So I forgot what they were called though. Um, oh, thank God I didn't have any keys or anything there. Jesus. Um, I think it's in my profile, not in Bash RC. Okay. Um, CPP flags common. That's what I called it. Okay. Okay. So let's see. C plus plus, and then it's and why? Huh. What do I call it? Stat? Oh, it's stat track. Okay. Okay. That still worked. Cool. Um, okay. Now, how about we just leave it like that? So it's not bad. I like that. Um, So the next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to use cin um, in order to. So, okay. Cout, cin, and endl. So cin reads input from the keyboard. We typically use the extraction operator to put the input data in a variable, which can be used in subsequent statements. Okay. So, interesting. So I remember they mentioned that there was some discussion on whether or not you're supposed to um I guess declare, is that what it is? Allocate? I think it's allocate the variable before you do that. So um but I think from the lesson it said generally you should just like allocate it first and then um write into it with cin. So I don't know. Okay, that's the way it says to do it, is kind of just do cout and then um, enter your age. I guess I'll do like that. So then we're going to want so this is what kind of assignment is this again? It's value initialization. So I'm assuming value initialization just is supposed to mean it's just like kind of the default value, just assign it to whatever default value you have. So I guess this wouldn't just be allocating. This would actually be initializing, right? Like if it was just, this would be allocating. This is initializing because it makes it whatever the default value is here. So I guess for end it would just be kind of like 0. That's my assumption. So cool. And also like I'll have to kind of figure out more about, like it's kind of weird how this works. So, maybe there's a reason for it, but it feels really weird to kind of like have the like getting your input on the left and then putting it into like the variable that you're trying to put it in on the right. Like it feels weird that like I don't know, you wouldn't do something like age equals like cin, I don't know. But let's see if that works. So for now we'll do you entered, how about let's do you are and then age years old. Oops. Okay. Okay. Now let's try to run it. Okay. Looks good so far. So we don't need that. Then um, why don't we just do int age, int, no, we'll do bool. Okay. So bool's not something you have to like import. It's just kind of like a, what would you call it? Like a primitive. Okay. So bool is male. And we'll say, hmm. So I wonder what is, I'm assuming if you use the value initialization on a Boolean, it would probably be assigned as like false. So I wonder, and I think with like age would be 0. I think something was just coming to me like where I'm thinking like, is it better to have, you know, because 0 and false would be valid values for age and is male, but but that's not what like the intended, because the intended value would be whatever you end up inputting. So I wonder like, would it be better to assign it to something else that kind of means like nothing? So like, if you were trying to reference it before it was ready, it wouldn't be, it would kind of get mad for some reason. So maybe that'll start to make more sense later on, but yeah, I'm not totally sure. So, okay. So now I wonder what's the best way to do this? So that might posture being so bad that my camera pans down. That's so funny. Okay, so let's say I don't know how to. Let's just go with that, I guess. And then we're gonna have to. This is where it's gonna be weird because then you're gonna have to pick like M or F. Hmm. So I guess the way you'd have to do it is like, I know you can do like a maybe like a do while, or no, maybe if it's just not valid, we'll just not continue. Um, so then we're gonna have to do something weird. Hmm. So we're gonna have to like have some kind of, I guess it maybe a char. So let's go with a char, and we can just do. Oh no, my Python brain. I'm so Python pilled. We'll say true. No, I have to do an else if, actually. Else if. We gotta hurry this up. We got 10 minutes left. Okay. We'll just say like, okay. Okay. So then the last thing would just be name. Okay. Okay. So, okay. So from there, we just have to print everything out. Um, I guess we'll go with be like fancy with it. Wait, I saw this syntax one time. So you do like that. But I didn't get a line. Wait a sec. Oh, okay, is that, you have to use like an end O. No. Or did it automatically import those? iostream. Was that what I just added? Okay. Where was I? I'm just like confusing myself. And then, okay, I guess you can't. I would like it to be aligned though. Okay, whatever. Um, name. So this is where it gets a little bit weird. So I'm gonna try to look up something interesting here. Let me see if they have it in the lesson somewhere. Do they have like ternary? Ternary. How do you spell ternary? I'm just gonna have to Google it. Ternary operator C++. Ternary. That's how you spell it. Can you use ternary within cout? Hmm. Okay. That's interesting. Ah, okay. I see. So it'll be is male like that, yeah. Is male. Zero is false. Well, I guess we don't need to say zero. So it'll be male, female. Running out of time here. So I think that's how you do it. Ah, shit. Function or function pointer. Have I been lied to? Hmm. That's why you have to do it. Okay. Let's try that. I think that makes sense. Okay. Nice. Let's go. Um, okay. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. I think that's good enough for the little 30-minute mini project. So, okay. things I'm wondering. So I feel so I wonder if like anything like questions. Let's say can any expression go to Seattle? How does the direction affect these? What are these operators called? So it's the insertion and extraction operator. Okay. Well, I think I finished the project, so that was pretty good. 30 minutes. The break interval started, but I only just finished writing these questions. How does the direction affect the insertion and how would, let's say, actually, what does? Okay. Well, I guess let's see. Does it just like throw an error? Let's try it here. So let's say like if I were to just say like is male test, what would that do? Oh, so we get a warning here. So does that work? Hmm. No. Statement has no effect. So I'm gonna have to figure out a little bit more about what the extraction operator does. So let's see. I have no idea if you guys can see this page well enough. Let me zoom in. Actually, that might help. So okay, the extraction process. I wonder. So Okay. Formatted text input extraction operators depend on white space to separate incoming data values. This is inconvenient when a field. Okay. So I'm kind of wondering how I can create an input stream, but like, could I do it from like a string, for instance? That's what I'm curious about. So I'm trying to see if that's possible. So this is for a file, though, right? Hmm. Input string constructors acquire the address of pre-allocated pre-initialized storage. Hmm. Okay. So we might actually want. So we have to create this. We have to create this iostream stream. Input stream class to operate on strings. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so this is starting to get a little bit confusing. Um, but let's try this. So from this, what the hell is a my string though? Oh wait, no, that's the copy. Is that the copy initialization? Is that what it is? Ah, okay. It's not. This isn't like a. Okay. Yeah, that syntax gets a little bit confusing for me. Okay, so let's try this. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Let's do. What the fuck? Just don't worry about that. Okay. I. And we'll say, let's try answer. Then now can we say, or let's, okay. So we've created an iString stream, which acts as like, if cin is like an input stream from the keyboard, then I'm assuming that this acts somehow as an input stream from a string, and we can see if it can be, if we can initialize this using just a char here. So, okay. So my hope is that we can say, we'll call it char. Yeah, it's char result. We'll do test char result. No, we have to first char result. Wait, does that make sense? Getting okay, we don't like that. Okay, let's try name. Okay, I like that better. Okay. It compiled. Okay, so that's what we wanted, though, right? So because if I remember correctly, it's going to, yep, no white spaces, so that makes sense. As many consecutive characters as it can until it encounters either a new line or a character that is not valid for the variable being extracted to. So it's going to just extract one character because we're extracting it into a char here. So it's only going to pick one character. That makes sense. So, okay. So my understanding is the extraction operator, and I guess also the no, I can't also say it for the insertion operator, but the extraction operator works on streams to extract whatever, depending on the type it's being extracted into, it will grab that data from a stream. So, cool. I think that's like pretty much good enough for now. Definitely have to understand what streams are a little bit better. Um, yeah, I think for now, this is a pretty good place to stop. So I think, yeah, I think we can call it here. Um, so yeah, um, am I cracked yet? We're a little bit more cracked than we were 30 minutes ago. And that's what's important. Yeah.